Hey everyone, hello class 12K brilliant students and welcome back. तो आज हम लोग क्या करने वाले हैं? We're diving deep into part 6 of your syllabus, a really fascinating story by Virginia Woolf called The New Dress. Trust me, ये ऐसी कहानी है जो आपके दिमाग में घूमती रहेगी. So, are you ready? Let's get started.
All right, let me ask you something. सोचो जरा. Have you ever been in a situation like this? आप एक पार्टी में जाते हो, बेस्ट कपड़े पहनकर पूरी तैयारी से, but the moment you walk in, you just feel off. ऐसा लगता है जैसे you don't belong, right? That you just don't fit in. Well, that feeling, that little bit of social anxiety, it's actually super common. Or guess what? यही feeling इस कहानी का core है. The central theme we're going to unpack.
So let's talk about the author, the one and only Virginia Woolf. She was a total game changer. Literally, उन्होंने कहानी लिखने का पूरा rule book ही change कर दिया था. और ये story, The New Dress, इसका perfect example है. देखो, ये कहानी इस बारे में बिल्कुल नहीं है कि पार्टी में कौन आया या क्या हुआ. ना, it's all about what's happening inside our main character Mabel Waring's mind. So we're basically going on a journey through the maze of the human mind.
So, ये जो स्पेशल टेक्निक है वुल्फ की, इसका एक फैंसी नाम है स्ट्रीम ऑफ कॉन्शियसनेस. सिंपल टर्म्स में इसका मतलब क्या है? इट मीन्स द राइटर लिटरली टेक्स यू इनसाइड अ कैरेक्टर्स हेड. Imagine a river flowing. That's exactly how thoughts, feelings, memories flow in our minds, right? एक के बाद एक, without any filter. Wolf बस उसी flow को सीधे पेज पर उतार देती हैं. It's raw, it's real, it's unfiltered thought.
Okay, so who's our main character? Her name is Mabel Waring. और scene क्या है? She's at a super fancy high-class party hosted by a Mrs. Dalloway. But remember what I said? The real action isn't happening in the party hall with the music and the people. No. The real drama is unfolding inside Mabel's head. We get a front row seat to her internal voyage, uski मानसिक यात्रा.
So what sets off this whole internal storm? You're not gonna believe it. It's a dress. Just a simple yellow dress. But for Mabel, ये dress उसके सारे doubts, उसकी सारी insecurities का, well, it becomes a symbol. The dress of doubt.
So let's talk about this dress. What's it like? Well, it's made of pale yellow silk, but the style, it's a bit old-fashioned, a little dated. Pata hai kyun? Because Mabel actually designed it herself, using one of her mother's old fashion books. A dressmaker named Miss Milan made it for her. So you see, it's not a trendy modern dress. And right there, that's where all the trouble begins.
And here's where it gets really fascinating. Look at this contrast. It's night and day. When the dress was being made, in the safety of Miss Milan's workroom, Mabel felt what the book calls extraordinary bliss. Used to like she's the most charming, most beautiful person ever. But then, bam! The moment she steps into the party, that same dress fills her with profound dissatisfaction. Suddenly, this massive inferiority complex just takes over. Dekha aapne? The place changed, the social setting changed, and her entire reality just flipped.
And then this one single thought just hammers into her brain. No, it was not right. This is the tipping point, guys. This is the moment her self-doubt just completely consumes her. It's not really about the dress being wrong. She feels that she is wrong, that she just doesn't belong in that party.
Okay, students, time for a quick exam tip. Pen and paper ready? This is important. अगर board exam में Mabel के feelings को describe करने के लिए question आता है, make sure you use these specific words from the text. Mention that she feels an appalling inadequacy. It's a powerful phrase, मतलब एक ऐसी कमी का एहसास जो डरावना है. और ये भी लिखना कि she fears everyone is mocking her dress. Using these exact phrases will definitely fetch you some extra marks. So, note it down.
All right, now we come to probably the most famous, the most powerful image in the entire story. The fly in the saucer. ये एक metaphor है, a comparison that Mabel uses to describe her own situation. It's like a photograph of her misery, a picture of her very soul.
So how does she see things? She looks at all the other guests at the party, and to her they look like beautiful dragonflies and butterflies, graceful, elegant, just skimming around effortlessly. और वो खुद को कैसे देखती हैं? As a fly, a common housefly. और ये fly कहाँ है? It's trapped in a saucer of milk, struggling desperately to get out. उसके पंख चिपचिपे हो गए हैं दूध से, and she just can't fly. She's stuck.
And listen to this, she doesn't even see herself as a normal fly. The words she uses for herself are just brutal. She calls herself a dowdy, decrepit,
horribly dingy old fly. I mean, just think about those words: ugly, old, worn out, dirty. This is the absolute peak of her self-loathing. This is how low her self-esteem has sunk.
So, for your analysis, what does this whole fly metaphor actually symbolize? Let's break it down. First, it's a clear sign of deep self-loathing. Matlab, could say intense nafrat. Second, it shows her crippling social anxiety, an anxiety so bad it paralyzes her. Third, there's this overwhelming feeling of being trapped, not just in the milk, but in her life, in her circumstances. And finally, it represents her desperate struggle to escape her own mind.
But this brings up a really important question, right? Why? Why does Mabel feel this way? I mean, where are the roots of all this insecurity? Well, to find the answer, we need to do a little digging into her past. Let's take a look.
So here's a glimpse into Mabel's background. She comes from a really large family, 10 people in total, and money was always tight. The book says they were always skimping and pairing. Iske alawa, there was some kind of domestic tragedy in her family history. Now when you grow up like that, it's bound to have an effect, right? All of this made her extremely sensitive to what other people think. उसे हमेशा से यही डर लगा रहता है कि लोग उसे जज कर रहे हैं.
Think of her inferiority complex like this. It's like she's wearing a pair of distorted glasses. Everything she sees is warped and twisted. So at the party, even if someone gives her a genuine friendly smile, on distorted glasses से वो उसे कैसे देखता है? The text says it looks like a satirical pucker. मतलब उसे लगता है कि वो इंसान उसका मजाक उड़ा रहा है. This is so important to understand. She's not reacting to reality, she's reacting to her perception of reality.
Okay everyone, let's switch gears for a bit. अब हम थोड़ा practical हो जाते हैं. We're now moving into the section that's all about helping you ace your board exams. So I want your full attention here. This is super important for scoring those high marks.
So, from this chapter, especially in your question 1A, you can typically expect 3 types of questions. Let's go through them. First, you'll get questions on tenses, specifically the transformation of sentences. Second, there's vocabulary, which usually comes up in question A6 as synonyms. And third, and this is a big one, you'll have a personal response question, A4, which will test your understanding of themes like self-esteem. Let's take a quick look at an example for sentence transformation. So you might get an exclamatory sentence like, "What a hideous new dress!" And the question will ask you to change it into an assertive sentence. The rule is actually pretty simple. You basically replace what a with very and just straighten out the sentence structure. So it becomes, "The new dress is very hideous." See? Pretty straightforward, right? Next up, vocabulary. Now, obviously, the word dress is central to this story, so it's a good idea to know a few synonyms for it. You could use words like attire, costume, or garment. Just keep these in your back pocket in case a synonym question pops up in the exam. All right, so here's your homework for today. I want you to go to page 53 in your textbook and complete the character sketch of Mabel Waring. It'll really help you consolidate everything we've talked about. And get excited because in our next session, we're heading into the wild with Kiran Purandare. It's going to be a real jungle adventure, so be ready for that. Before we wrap this up, I want to leave you with one final question to think about. And this is directly related to that personal response question A4. So really give it some thought. The question is this: should our worth be defined by the eyes of others? Do we, like Mabel, need other people's validation to feel good about ourselves? Or should our self-esteem, our self-worth, come from within? Think about it.